What is going on, Nissan Nation? This is your behind the wheel update, I guess we'll start calling it. Technically, I am behind the wheel because it's the back of the truck. Anyways, so Nissan sales figures come out, and look who's rebounding. Good for you guys. Good for all the hard work the Nissan people there in corporate USA are doing. It was about time. Sales have been down a little bit, and I've noticed here recently that like Nissan is just the punching bag of any other like wannabe YouTube journalists or actual journalists. It seems like Nissan's that fun punching bag. When you don't have anything to write about, you go, oh well, there's Nissan. Let's pick on them a little bit. And too bad, guys. Their sales figures are actually coming back up, and the new Versa is out. And once again, we've been trying to get our hands on one, but sadly, here in Middle Tennessee, the press fleet is a little dried up at the moment. So maybe we'll get onto that, and they'll find me one. Anyway, so happy to see the Frontier sales are around 5,000. It's been a lot better. It's been a lot worse. But that's great sales numbers for a truck that is damn near 15 years old now. I've seen a lot of people. Where was this? It was some Facebook page or something. Or people were commenting about the Tacoma versus, they even had a Ridgeline. Who puts a Ridgeline in any truck page? I'll never know. But they were talking about, the new TRD Pro is the best value out there. And it's like, really? This truck you can get for $25,000, a four-wheel drive pickup. The only thing I would add is some nice BF Goodrich tires. And you've got a hell of a four-wheel drive system. And I have seen some people talking about the value of the old truck. And it really made me think, yeah, there is a lot of value in this, man. It's more of a mechanical system. It doesn't have all the plush crawl control features or all that. But guess what? You turn the knob and it's in four-wheel drive and it goes. Sadly, it's not as cool as the previous generation where you had an actual transfer case, but c'est la vie. Those times have come, probably gone forever. But it was nice to see the sales figures for the overall brand up. But, I've brought this up in the podcast in the past. Infiniti, what have you done for us lately? Other than like you seem to steal all the great design teams from Nissan, once again, they're starting to look old. And we talked about it. It's been probably 6 months ago on the podcast where it was like the value. They sell the QX80, which is the Armada, which is the Patrol, They sell, I think it was, I want to say it was like $3 or $4 grand of those this past month, where the Armada had sold probably 5 or 6, I want to say 4,500 is where the Armada sold, and the Infiniti was down under it. I get, like, it's a higher price range vehicle, even though the features are damn near identical. You can get for $65,000, you can get a loaded platinum Armada. For like 80 to 90, you can get the Infiniti. So is there value there for Infiniti? I don't know. With the kind of the collapse of the auto industry in general, one of these days I don't see Infiniti sticking around anymore. Tell me what you think in the comments below. But I think sales, if you look at their sales numbers, the only thing they're selling right now is the what is it, the Q7 or the Q60 or no, Q50 is I think it was around 3,500 sales numbers, which isn't great by any means, but I guess for the price you're getting for that car, it probably pans out all right for them. And if you've seen any of the new latest videos out of Japan where they're showing the new Skyline, which is basically a Q60, you're like, come on, guys. Who's leading here? Nissan's the bigger company than Infiniti. I know generally your luxury brands, you kind of throw out tech that maybe is not ready for the common buyer, but the Q50 is already old looking. Why would you make that now the Nissan Skyline? Anyways, that's a whole nother show. But let's see, Armada sales were up for the year. I think everybody's up over about 4%, if I remember right. So, and I'm trying to do this off the top of my head, guys, so please do not hold any of my numbers to be 100% accurate. So also we got the Rogue. Rogue was up quite a bit, which that boggles my mind too. That car's been out, I think 12 is when this design came out, and that car is looking old and still like selling 45,000 of these things. It's ridiculous. They've sold, I want to say it was 250,000 for the year. Maybe, once again, I'm just going off the top of my head, maybe more than that, but those numbers are ridiculous for for the vehicle. And everybody that wants to bash on Nissan and say, oh, you know, you got to come up new cars, they seem to be making a lot of money with the tried and true. So, but do look for, I think the refresh of the Rogue is coming out next about summer 2020. So we'll see something new about that. You also have the Frontier is going to be refreshed you'll see it next fall. That's going to be cool. You've got the new Versa that's out, Sentra. If you paid any attention to global Nissan, you've already seen the new Sentra. I'll let you Google that one, but it's out there and it's about to pop for the US as well. What is going on in y'all's world? Please leave me in the comments below of what's going on and where should I take this. I try to do a once a week, you know, just kind of random thoughts, which is behind the wheel here. But I kind of want to know where you want to take this. So if you guys have show topics or things you want me to discuss in this kind of live format, please comments below. Once again, like and subscribe everything we do. We've got the Truck Life podcast coming out super soon this month, probably the end of this month. A couple episodes are going to drop on that from Dave and Danny. And we have the Nissan Nation podcast. If you're not yet, subscribe to it. Go over to iTunes or wherever you get your podcast from and hit subscribe. We try to do a bi-monthly podcast on that as well. So from all things Nissan here behind, I guess, the side of my Nissan Frontier to wherever you're watching us here on YouTubeville, this is your Nissan Nation podcast behind the wheel update. I'm your host, David Boyd. Peace.